This save truly is the craziest save I have ever done in my entire 15 years playing this game of Football Manager. And therefore, as a result, I've made what I think is quite an important decision. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back. And part 9 is not what you think it's going to be, because normally I'd be sitting here getting ready to play 2 games. But we're going to start this episode with a little look back at how we got to where we are and what makes this really the most bonkers save that I've ever done in my 15 years of Football Manager. Hired by Notts County in July the 3rd of 2023, we went on to win the title, and we won the EFL League 2 by a canter, really. It was an extremely good performance. Macaulay Langstaff, in particular, was outstanding. Going into League 1, everything else seemed to fall into place. Langstaff breaking records, historic upsets, all kinds of things were going on. And eventually, we won League 1 as well. Promoted to the Championship as champions. And going on, everything was looking good. Transfer records were being made. Everything was looking good. 3 big names coming into the club investing in potential. And having finished in the top 10 in our first season in the Championship, I was quite looking forward to season 4. Looking forward to promotion to the Premier League. But unfortunately, I lost the dressing room. And as things got worse and worse in the dressing room, I was approached by Bournemouth. And Bournemouth, out of the blue, came and offered me an interview. Within 3 days of that interview, I was hired by Bournemouth. And so we took over as manager of Bournemouth. And so everything was looking good again as we started our journey with Bournemouth. But unfortunately at Bournemouth, we lost the dressing room again. Very, very quickly, we lost the dressing room. We were in 17th place in the Premier League and things were not looking good for me. When suddenly, Juventus offered me a job interview. And within 3 days of that interview, I was hired as manager of Juventus. And things were not good at Juventus, and the squad was all over the place. We had a lot of old, aging players. We had players who wanted to leave. But we did manage to get Juventus up into 5th and qualify for the Europa League. But things were not looking good, and I decided, okay, let's rebuild this team. Let's start from scratch. The players who want to leave can leave, but let's rebuild it. But I was approached by Bayern Munich. And that is where we are now. We are at Bayern Munich and we have already won the Bundesliga and we are unbeaten as we have just swept everybody away. And if we look at the results that we've been getting, these are now becoming on the unbelievable side. There is no team on earth that can perform like this. It's been an absolutely outrageous season. We do have a decent squad of players, and we have set them up in a very simple 4-3-3. It's probably a little bit of a tiki-taka, but probably plays out more as a direct counter-attack. And it's very simply set up. We don't have any complex roles. We don't have anything going on particularly that would make this better than anything else. It's a decent squad. It's not a brilliant squad, and we have been beset by injuries this season. You can see the list of injuries, and most of those have been to key players. There have been very few squad players involved in our current injuries, and we've just had one recently. We've had Kai Havertz, who we spent 100 million on. He's been out most of the season with a broken lower leg. Rooney Bargi has now got sprained knee ligaments again, and we've just lost one of our best midfielders, probably our best midfielder, Guerra. He's out now and probably not going to make it back. Maybe make it back before the end of the season. We just don't know. But if we look at our recent form, it is very, very unbelievable. I don't believe how a manager who's ever only won 2 trophies, the League 2 trophy and the League 1 trophy, has found himself as manager of Bayern Munich within about 7 years, and now is on the verge of possibly going through the entire season unbeaten. And since you were last with us, you saw us beating Chelsea by 2-0, and then we beat Borussia Mönchengladbach by 2-1, playing the reserve team. We had a very, very interesting cup semi-final against Dortmund. I really thought that we were going to go out here. Dortmund were the better team all around, but it went to penalties. I even thought we were going to lose the penalty shootout, but we didn't. We won the penalty shootout as well. So we remained unbeaten, and then came Hertha Berlin. We beat them quite easily by 2-0 with the reserve team again. And then Manchester City. In the first leg of the Champions League semi-final, we beat them by 4-2. I don't really know what's going on here. I've been playing the line system that we know works very well, but the thing in the Bundesliga is that really you only need to start with a standard line because everybody seems to play direct counter-attack or wing play. So playing with a standard line, we very rarely have had to move the lines upwards. Only once, as I recall, possibly twice, have we had to make in-game changes. And so as we come to the end of the season, we're facing a semi-final of the Champions League where we are 2 goals clear of Manchester City. I suspect we're probably going to win that and reach the final. We are also in the final of the Cup. Totally unbelievable stuff, this. And so I have made the decision that I think for the sake of believability, that I'm going to do the next episode, the end of the season, live. And that will be when I come back from holiday, because I don't believe this is happening. And I'm sure if I don't believe it's happening, then you guys don't believe it's happening too. So for the sake of believability, I'm going to do the end of the season as a live stream. I'll find a day for it and let you know. You will not miss the end of the season. We'll just do it live rather than do a recording of it, just for the sake of believability. And that's really all there is to it in this episode, just to update you of what has been happening. This really is the craziest save. We have already won the Bundesliga. We've won the German Super Cup. We are in the Cup final. And I think we are also destined to the European Champions League final as well, unless things go drastically wrong at Manchester City. There is time for things to go wrong. We could lose away at Manchester City and we could lose the cup final. Wolfsburg, though, probably won't be much of a test in the cup final. The only thing I can think of is to do it live now. I want this to be believable. I want people to see how nuts this save has been. And then we'll see how many of these trophies we win. And the big thing is what will happen after, because all the players want to leave at the moment. The dynamics is terrible as we are close to losing the dressing room once again. Will the players decide to stay or will they still want to leave? And will I get offered another job? Will we be going somewhere else? I don't know where else we could go. But it's really fascinating me, and it would be great to do this as a live stream when I come back from holiday. You will not miss a thing, guys. I promise you. We'll do it live, and it'll be much more fun together. Thanks for watching. If you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, you are definitely in the right place. So why not hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be updated when we upload future videos. And while you're there clicking around, why not hit that like button? Because likes and comments are what drive the YouTube algorithm to push the video out to people who've not yet seen the channel. All that remains to be said now is stay safe, take care. And from the craziest save I've ever done, we'll see you when we do the end of season live.